This is a review for the MailX software that is purchasable through any of the JVZoo or Warrior Forum. This is a mailer subscriber software. First of all, there are a number of issues with it. I wish I could say that it was a great software. I thought it was going to be, but it isn't. I've purchased the Pro version that you'll be viewing here. So the first issue was we purchased the Pro version, and over here on the side we only had the basic version, and so we had to email them right here, which isn't through a support ticket. You just have to send them an email through your personal email, which is also kind of a drag because then nothing is here. I mean, some people prefer that and it's nice, but it would be nice to have your own support center within the app that would log all of your support tickets. The next thing is this unique list generator. This was a cool thing. This was one of the reasons that I bought the product and I was so excited for it. Basically, you would just paste in your emails here and then hit filter, and according to what I thought it was supposed to do and what the sales videos said it was going to do, it was going to clean your list. This here in the sales videos was called the list cleaner, not generator. Now for some reason it is generator. And you paste in the emails, and then over here it would remove all of the duplicates and all of the invalid emails. However, this is not the case. It does remove duplicates. So if we do like we'll just type in a quick email. We'll do QWERTY@gmail.com, and then we'll do it again, and you'll see that the duplicate will be removed. But we will also do like a no good email that we know that no one is going to have this email here at yahoo.com, and then it does remove emails like if we were to have a space in there and then put at yahoo.com. This one will be removed because there's a space. That's an invalid email character. However, this one, which is clearly invalid, won't be removed, and that's what I thought it was going to do, was to clean your list and remove all of the no good emails, the dead emails, the emails like contact at such and such.com or store at or no reply, but it didn't remove any of them. We can even throw in, let's just throw in a no reply at gmail.com. Okay, and then hit filter emails, hit OK, and here we have our QWERTY. Okay, and we only have one of them because it sifted out the other one, so that worked. We have our invalid email, and then it skipped this one right here, with the space, because obviously that's a no good character. And then here we have no reply. Well, no reply at gmail.com is not going to work. You can't send an email to a no reply email, so the list cleaner doesn't work. Now let's say you had a whole ton of duplicates, okay, and that's all you wanted to do. So you pasted all of them in here, 1,000 emails. You cleaned them up, you got it down to 700. Wow, that saved you so much time. That's excellent. What a great thing. So it can be good. But then, how do you get this list right here into your contacts, into your subscribers, into your list so that you can mail out an email list? Well, you can't. So that's another downfall of this plugin. You can't. You have no way to do that unless you manually copy all 700 or however many you have. Now, if you have a small number, it'll be fine. It'll be easy. You can copy 3 or 5 or 100 of them. Okay? But if you have a large amount, when you hit copy and paste them into the clipboard, it will take forever. In fact, I was doing it with like 1,000 emails, and I had to keep restarting my web browser. I tried Safari, I tried Google Chrome, and I tried Firefox. We're on Firefox now. And it was over and over again. I would get the little spinning pinwheel or the time hourglass, and then eventually it would say Firefox is not responding. I have to shut it all down and start over. Well, that's because it couldn't handle pasting in all these emails. So the key is to do this with small quantities. Again, another disadvantage. Who wants to clean 10, 20 emails at a time? You want to be able to put in your whole list, move it over, get it cleaned, and then import that into your list. Not copy and paste it into the left side, clean it into the right side, and only have it halfway cleaned, then copy and paste all this again and paste it into an Excel document in order to upload your list. So let's say you have you've done that, okay? So now you've went through all that extra hassle. You have an original Excel list of emails. You paste them in here, try to get them cleaned. Well, Excel has a duplicate finder, so you could have just used that, which means now this list cleaner is utterly useless, a waste of time, waste of money. So forget it. But if you did it, then you have to copy and paste these back into your Excel sheet and resave it again. Now, can you upload that Excel file? Well, unfortunately, you can't. So let's go to lists. We can go here, lists, and then you would hit import list. So if we click import list, first you'd have to create a new one, create new here, and then fill out all these areas. I'm not going to waste time doing that since I already have one list created from before that I was trying all this with. So then you'd hit import list and it would add it to that list you created. You can either do a text file, which I thought was great. However, again, this is broken and doesn't work. In order for you to use a text file import, all of the emails have to be on their own line, which is a huge pain because most of the time when you have a text file, it's just a conglomeration, a big block of emails, and sometimes they might be separated by spaces or commas or nothing at all, and you expect that a text file import would just import all of the emails and sort them out for you. It doesn't work like that. It imported them all and they were read. We can do a quick test. I'll just browse. And here I have a text file, email list 3, I believe. Here, email list 2, txt. We'll hit open quick, upload file, and you'll see what happens. Look at this. All these failed to save, failed to save, failed to save. Well, because it's not sorting them. You can see here they're separated by commas, so it just doesn't work. We'll hit back to import options. Next, there is a CSV importer, but again, the trouble with this is, so we'll hit browse, upload file, okay, and it would import it. But here's the deal: you cannot import a file that is over 1 megabyte. Now that is somewhat large but somewhat small, so if you're just starting out, it won't be too much of a problem for you. But if you have 20 years or 5 years of customers, like for an eBay or Amazon store, and you want to send out a big email to 30,000 emails or more, well, you're going to have to take and copy and paste those and condense them down into smaller files. So if you select a file to import, browse, then we will go to, let's just say, 500,000 emails, open, upload file. Of course, this is going to be too big. Here it says upload you are allowed to upload a file that is 1 megabyte. Well, who wants to do that and sort through all of those emails, copying and pasting, creating a file that is 1 megabyte? No, that's silly. Here it doesn't even tell you 1 megabyte, it just gives you the number of bytes. Well, unless someone doesn't read that fine print, then they're going to have to find out what this bytes is. It should be standard. It should say 1 megabyte right here instead of bytes. Okay? So again, another problem with this MailX plugin is that it's too complicated in this regard. Okay, so now let's say you've struggled through either cleaning your list or uploading your list as a CSV, and now with a CSV, that's not something you can just save as. You need to physically create one through Excel by saving as and then saving as a comma separated value file. Once you save that, if it happens to be too big, you can't just go and edit it. You'll have to delete it. You'll have to go back into Excel, recopy and paste all of them into a new file, and start over with. Now you'll have 2 files. If they're still too big, you'll have to do it again until you have 3 files. And every time you try to upload your CSV, if it's too big, you'll have to start over and delete that and create a new CSV file, because you can't edit the CSV file. I mean, you could, but most of the time you're just going to have it Excel and you're going to edit it that way, which is, again, a super complicated deal. What you should do with this, why not just put another little box right here that says Excel, and you can upload an Excel file. Simple, done, easy. Or have it so you can paste them all right here into this unique list generator, move them over here, and then right here, instead of filter, or you could have another button that said import emails to your list, and then your pop-up could pop up right here, and you could select the list you want them to be added to. Simple, easy, nothing to it. Okay, next thing. When you go to the servers, you need to add your servers. So that means you need to have websites already set up and already hosted in order to use this program. Okay, so we've done this, and I have added some different SMTP servers, because usually you can only send out like 200 or 250 or 500 emails with each domain hosted email that you have on your hosting account. It depends on the hosting account. It depends on who was hosting it. So mine was 250, and I said, well, I've got a lot of subscribers. I want to send out a lot of emails, and I own several domains, 30 to 70 domain names at any given time, sometimes more. I usually have about 30 of them that are available to throw an email on and then use them as a server. So I thought, perfect, I'll upload about 20 of them in here, 20 and 250. I'll send out tons of emails. Okay, I go through this. I'm starting it up. I get 10 on here, and what happens? Well, I go to create a new server, SMTP. Oh, you have reached the maximum number of allowed servers, exclamation point, as in do not add any more. Well, what is the point of this if I can't add any servers I want? I should be able to upload as many servers as I want. What happens if I have 30 domain names and I have 30 email addresses, and for one campaign I want to send out 20 emails here, and another one I want to do 20 there and 20 there? Well, wait a minute, if I can only do 10, but I'm a businessman and I have 30 emails that I'm doing 30 different affiliate stores, maybe it's niche sites, maybe I have camping, maybe I have soccer, maybe I have football, maybe I have sports, maybe I have, anything. Take your pick. If I'm selling on eBay, Amazon, or Fiverr, and I have different email lists for all of them. Well, if I have an eBay and a Fiverr and an Amazon, and I have a few different niche sites, and then I have a personal, I'll get over 10 in no time. So there should be no limit on the servers that you can have allowed. That's just another hassle and another problem. But anyway, let's say you progress. Let's say you progress through. Maybe you only have one or two that you want to send it out. You want to use that. So you've struggled through if you use the list cleaner or not. You've gotten under the 1 megabyte file limit, and you've managed to get your list in here. You've added your servers, and you haven't exceeded the allowable limit. Now you go to create your template. Templates are pretty good. They're pretty self-explanatory. You can have several different ones. He gives them to you, but you have to go through and edit them all and create them all. Very time consuming, because you're changing all of his pre-done content and pictures and text. So it takes a very long time, usually like an hour, unless you're super good and super fast. But figure an hour to do the template. Again, whatever. Or you can create your own, or upload one if you have already done one. So what I did for mine was I created my own, just a plain text with some images and everything. Then you would go to your campaigns, and within your new campaign you would add your template. The trouble is, every single time you add your template, if you're going to test it, you have the option to send a test email. However, that doesn't work. I'm going to spare going into that, because if I go to my campaigns here, I could enter this, but right now it's still processing, because I went through that process. And if I go into this, if you click on this to edit it, or go in after it's processing, this is another problem. It shuts off. It stops. You can't. Then you have to start over. In addition, you will also lose the template that you have imported into this campaign, which means starting your template over again. So that's another big hassle that I don't really want to go through this. So that's the big deal there. When you create your campaign and you go in there, you'll have a few little spots. We can just quickly do this. We'll just choose a list quick. Okay, so save and next for creating a new campaign. Save and next. Don't worry, we'll get there here. We'll do that. Won't take us too long, but I do want to show you this. Okay, so here, this is mandatory. These available tags down here, I think it posts some. No, unsubscribe and company full address. But let's just say we started out an email. Okay, and we want to test it. Show plain text, save and next. So if we save and next, but now we go back to the template, all of a sudden it's gone. Where did it go? Where is my email? I mean, I only had a few lines, so it's not a big deal, but what if you had a big company thing typed in here, or you added a bunch of your available tags. Maybe you added a web version. Maybe you added forward to a friend. Maybe you put in current year, current month. Look at all these different things you could have added in here. Well, you would have lost them all. Simple as that. If you went back to edit it, you lost it. Now you start over. So that's what I mean by this is such a pain, because if you don't do everything right the very first time and you go in to edit it, you lose it. It's done. We'll type in here. Watch this. Hey, how are you? Don't worry about the spelling. Now we're going to hit test, because now it's available. See, it wasn't available before. It wasn't up there. If you don't believe me, go back and replay that video. You'll see test template wasn't up there. It's only up there now that I lost all my data. So why would I want to test a blank template? Silly. Okay, we'll enter in an email. We'll just do test@yahoo.com. From email optional. We don't need it right now. Send test. Okay, now watch what happens. It's going to load. Wait a minute now. What happened? All of my content is gone. So if you're going to test your template, you lose everything, and then you have to start over. Now that's stupid, because if you're going to test it, you want to know what you're sending out. Well, why would you want to start all over? I mean, the reason you test it is to know if what you're sending out or what you have created works. You don't want to start over. If you wanted to start over, you delete it. So like I said, this is really annoying. But if you manage to get everything right on the first try, you get your list in, you deal with the 1 megabyte upload, you are under your 10 servers, that's fine, you get that going in, you have the SMTP, you create your template properly the very first time without having to edit it, and you decide not to test it, which is stupid, because you should always test an email template, but maybe for whatever reason you decide not to, and you hit save and next, you go through. Then from there you can decide to send your template, your campaign, your email. Okay, so you go through to send it, and wait a minute, you can only schedule 1 day and 1 time. So if I say I want to send it at 5/13 on 9/25, or maybe I want to send it on June 10 and 10:50, or I mean, I can send it anytime I want, but I have no control over making sure that it doesn't overload my hosting service. So if I can only send 250 emails a day on XYZ email, and I have 100,000 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers or whatever you may have, and you hit send, well, what does that mean? That means that your hosting is going to be overloaded instantly, and you might get some errors or some problems, or you might get a phone call. Well, this should have a thing that in here that I can say I want it to send 250 emails in a 24-hour period on XYZ server, and I want it to send an additional 250 on QPR server, and I want to send an additional 250 on ASDF server, or whatever you have them be. Because if you have multiple subscribers, as you can see, 100 and some thousand, or if you have 1,000 or 500, and you can only send 200 emails per server a day, or 250, you can't be sending all of those at once like this wants you to. It wants you to send them all at once, and then it'll go through and filter them through. As you saw here in my campaigns, it says it's processing. Well, processing means nothing to us, because if you go through and edit, it stops processing. So again, a very broken system. I've sent several support tickets with nothing to come from it. A few replies here and there, nothing substantial. Something like, just verify the training videos. Well, the training videos are junk, because if you look through here, again, like I said, list cleaner. Well, list cleaner isn't in here, so they're junk. How to import leads, that's basically uploading them. Add an SMTP server, all this business that makes no sense to the practicality of what we're doing. How about how to import your list? How about how to resize your files? How about how to edit or how to test your campaign and keep your progress? So in summary, because I know this is getting a little long-winded, but I would not recommend MailX. I'd never recommend it. There are too many problems. First of all, only 1 megabyte upload. Second of all, it needs to be a CSV file, so if you have it too big, you need to redo all your files. and make them smaller. Well, usually you have an email list that's a master list of all the emails. You don't want to have 20 different files saved in your computer that are all under 1 megabyte in size. You want to just continue adding to one master list and make it, keep it simple. Then another problem, so third, this unique list generator or list cleaner, as it's specified here, two different things. That's a problem in and of itself, but we won't count that one. So the unique list generator doesn't sift out emails that are invalid and doesn't sift out emails that are no good. And then another problem, so now we're on 5, you can't import them from the list cleaner into your list. You have to copy and paste them, create a new Excel file, turn that file into a CSV, upload it into your list, and make sure it's under 1 megabyte, because if it isn't, you'll have to do it all over again. Further, so number 6, you cannot add more than 10 SMTP servers, which means you're limited to the amount of emails you can send per day. Now, a thing about MailX, one of in their sales videos, they claim that you can send an unlimited amount of emails. Well, you can, but you can't, because if you have a limit on your SMTP server, you are limited in MailX. Shouldn't be the case. You should be able to have as many as you want, unlimited. Okay. Next problem: you can't edit your your email campaign. You can't edit the template. If you edit it, you delete it. Sorry. No, if you go back, it's deleted. It's gone. All your changes are lost. Start over. That's another problem. Again, number 10, you can't test it. So if you go ahead to test your email and send a test to yourself, deleted, done, gone. So that's the many problems with MailX. Again, don't recommend buying it. Find something better. There will be something else out there in the future. Have faith. Save your money. Wait until then.